Zillow is tightening the reins on real estate listings on their platform. Compass is pushing hard with exclusive marketing strategies. And between the two, a growing battle over control, data, and consumer access. I'm Isaac Guzman with Real Estate CEOs. I am your real estate growth strategist, recruiter, and team builder. And today we're breaking down a major industry shakeup. What Zillow's new policy means for agents, brokerages, and your future in real estate. So let's jump in. Now, before we do that, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share. We're always here giving you the best, most relevant information on all things real estate. If you want to learn how to partner with us, I'll give you an opportunity at the end. And you can also check out our free community called Agent War Room. Just go to agentwarroom.com, completely free, no strings attached. All right. As of May, Zillow is implementing a policy that says any listing that's marketed publicly, meaning social media posts, flyers, emails, campaign, etc., must also be listed on the MLS. If it's not, Zillow will remove that listing from its site and from Trulia for the duration of that listing. This directly impacts Compass and, frankly, every other brokerage that offers private exclusive programs where listings are marketed before publicly posted. Okay. Now, here's what Zillow stated. This is what their goal is: transparency. They say it is all about protecting the consumer and ensuring all publicly marketed homes are visible to the public. But there's something going on here. Really slow down and think about it. All right. This is their position. Here's what they're arguing. They argue that off market or privately promoted listings hurt consumers by creating gaps in access. Okay. Buyers may miss out on specific properties that they would have otherwise been interested in. And that, they claim, undermines the entire fairness of the market. Now, they're also aligning this policy with support from other brokerages like eXp Realty and Next Home, presenting it as an industry wide movement toward openness and access. Now, here's the truth, or at least what I believe the truth is. Zillow isn't like a brokerage. They don't function like brokerages, right? Really, they're a media company, the way I look at it. Okay. Their revenue comes from agent advertising, lead generation, and tools and traffic control. The more listings Zillow hosts on their website, the more control that they retain and the more valuable their ad space becomes. Okay, so if you can't find that data anywhere else besides Zillow, or you have to find it on Zillow, or you're on Zillow and that's where all the information is, and no one's allowed to post it anywhere other than places where Zillow can get that data and then market it, kind of screwed, right? So here's Compass's strategy. This is something that they're doing different. Okay. Compass, really, on the other hand, right, they lean heavily into pre MLS marketing through their private exclusives platform. Now, this gives sellers the ability to test the market, maintain privacy, and in some cases, generate interest before a public launch. Now, for high net worth clients, this model offers pretty clear benefits. For Compass agents, it creates a sense of like exclusivity and a competitive edge. But let's be honest, this model also has a challenge because it limits public access. By design, right? It favors agents with big connections and buyers with insider access. It's not built for massive visibility, right? It's built for control. So notice the theme is pretty essential for Zillow and for Compass. It's control, right? At its core, this isn't just about listing strategy, though. It's about control and market gatekeeping. Zillow is drawing a line in the sand. They're like, hey, if you market a property to the public, you must also allow Zillow and others to market it too, or you're off the platform. Sounds like transparency, right? Until you realize that it also forces brokerages and agents to operate on Zillow's terms. It's pretty interesting. If you don't allow me to market your listing, then it's not allowed to be marketed on here at all if you let somebody else touch it first. It gives me the feeling of like, I'm going to take my ball and go home, right? The kid who's losing, the kid who's missing out goes, well, that's my ball. I'm going to take it and go home. All right. Now, meanwhile, Compass and others are building closed systems with very limited visibility, and it gives their agents exclusive tools, but keeping buyers out unless they know someone. Here's the question. All right. Who really benefits? The consumer or the company with the most leverage over visibility? That's really what the crux of this whole thing is. Now, rather than just give you the news and tell you here's where they're at and here's what they're thinking. I don't know which one's right or wrong. It seems like Zillow's more in favor of the buyers in terms of, hey, like access for everybody. And Compass seems more in favor of the sellers being able to say, hey, you can market your property however, whenever, wherever you want, right? Which I'm a little bit more inclined to go that way, but this isn't about me. This is about them. Now, what about you though? Now, if you're an agent, a team leader, or you own a brokerage, right? Here's the takeaway that I might take is you need to stop depending on platforms you don't control. You need to build your own visibility through things like personal branding. You got to use video to educate and attract. You got to grow your own CRM database. You have to invest in systems that drive inbound traffic without being at the mercy of platform policy changes, right? Because here's the thing, the reality is Zillow and Compass both have powerful tools, but they're not your business. They're not your pipeline, and they're not your plan. Your clients trust you and not some generic website. All right. So use that trust to build something that you own. That's the biggest call. Now, what does that look like for you? Is it a big website that competes with them? Or is it an awesome marketing touch program? Is it your ability to do pop buys and have insight into people's lives as opposed to just showing them pictures? Right? That's really something you got to start focusing on and looking at what can I do differently to generate opportunities that if a platform changes its policy and says you can't list here or can cut you out and only list it to private people, you need to be able to control what that looks like. And both of these, by the way, are a play for their platform, right? Compass is essentially, to me, in my head, it's a recruiting play. Come here and you can get access to these private listings. Zillow, it's a advertising and lead generation play. If you market your listing anywhere else and get options, opportunities to meet with buyers and have buyers see your listing anywhere else besides here, you can't ever list here again with that listing. They both obviously are looking out for themselves. So whether like everyone does this, right? I'm looking out for the little guy. I'm looking out for this person. I'm representing this group of people. Zillow saying I'm representing buyers. Compass, I'm representing sellers. Technically they are, but you understand what I mean. Whose best interest is it? Well, Zillow's out for them and Compass is out for them, and they all have their reasons. All right. So bottom line it for me as I coming in for a landing. Zillow wants to control listing access. Compass wants to control listing exposure. And agents like you, me, everybody else, we need to control our future. So drop your thoughts in the comments. This is a new Zillow policy. Is it fair or is it flawed? Is Compass leading innovation or limiting access? If you want to go deeper on how to build a resilient business, one that isn't tied to third party platforms, here's something you got to do right away. You got to join our free community agent war room. The link is below in the description. Also, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you do not miss our next industry breakdown because I'm going deeper and deeper into these things from earning calls to headlines and helping you understand the context. I'm Isaac Guzman as usual, and you will see me on the next one. Keep crushing in real estate.